now from our studios in Kokomo, Indiana, please welcome our star of our show, Jacob Pyle.
Thank you, Gary. Here's a song by the great Neil Diamond.
Money talks, but it don't sing and dance, and it don't walk. As long as I can have you here with me, I'd much rather be forever in blue jeans. Money's sweet, but ain't nothing next to baby's treat. And if you pardon me, I'd like to say we'll do okay forever in blue jeans. Maybe tonight by the fire, all alone, you and I. Nothing around but the sound of my heart and your sighs. Money talks, but it don't sing and dance, and it don't walk. As long as I can have you here with me, I'd much rather be forever in blue jeans, babe. Honey's sweet, but it ain't nothing next to baby's treat. And if you pardon me, I'd like to say we'll do okay forever in blue jeans. Maybe tonight by the fire, all alone, you and I. Nothing around but the sound of my heart and your sighs. Money talks, but it don't sing and dance, and it don't walk. As long as I can have you here with me, I'd much rather be forever in blue jeans, babe. As long as I can have you here with me, I'd much rather be forever in blue jeans, babe. Okay, I know what you guys are thinking. You thought when I said, here's a song by the great Neil Diamond, you thought I was going to do Sweet Caroline, right? Well, I am. Began, I can't begin to knowing, but then I know it's growing strong. Wasn't the spring, then spring became the summer. Who'd believe you'd come along? Touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good, so good, so good. I'd be inclined to believe they never would. Oh, now I look at the night, and it don't don't seem so lonely. We fill it up with only two. And when I hurt, hurting runs off my shoulder. How can I hurt when I'm holding you? One, touching one, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, ba ba ba. Good times never seem so good. I'd be inclined, ba ba ba, to believe they never would. Oh, oh, oh. Sweet Caroline, ba ba ba. Good times never seem so good, so good, so good, so good. I mean, Caroline, I believe they never would. Sweet Caroline, ba ba ba. Good times never seem so good. Sweet Caroline. Alright, thank you. I got you guys good. Anyway, enough about me. Let's get on with the show. My guests this week are real estate agent Gary Rhinebarger, and from Rambling Business, Rick and Brandon Norris will be with us as well. We will be back with our special guest Gary Rhinebarger right after this. Welcome back. My first guest for this week is a real estate agent right here in Kokomo. I know for all of you people out there that are currently renters and want to eventually invest in buying a home, I know that there's a lot of questions that you want answered. I remember when my mom and dad bought their first house in Sharpsville back in 2004, it felt like it was the best decision they have ever made. And this guy has been in the real estate business for how many years?
16 years.
16 years. So without further ado, please welcome our special guest, Gary Rhinebarger. Gary, welcome.
Thank you very much for
Alright.
inviting me in. My name is Gary Rhinebarger. I've been selling real estate with the Wyman Group for 16 years. I got back in 2006 when the market was really good, and then all of a sudden it crashed shortly after that. So it's been a good time, but if you're looking to buy or sell, this is the time to do it. Interest rates are low, and houses are really still real affordable, and new construction's even better.
Wow. So I want to start right off in asking you, what made you interested in becoming a real estate agent?
Well, it was kind of funny. I just kind of fell into it. You know, I just wanted to look for something to generate, you know, a good living for my family. I had 5 kids, and so I just kind of ran into Paul Wyman and met him, and we kind of struck up a friendship, and next thing you know, I'm getting my real estate license, and I've been with the Wyman Group ever since.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. So now, as I said in the introduction, there are a lot of people out there that are wanting to become a first-time house owner. What would be your best piece of advice if anyone is interested in wanting to buy a home?
Well, the first thing I would suggest is probably just go talk to a lender. Find a good lender, a credit union, or a mortgage broker, a bank, somebody that you feel comfortable with, and have them pre-approve you. Find out what you can afford, get you a monthly payment that's comfortable with your living, and then go from there. And then once you determine what price range you're in, and just give a realtor that you feel comfortable with, and give us a call and we'll find you a home.
All right. Now, how about those that maybe already own a home but would rather move out? I mean, obviously, if you already own a house, you have to sell it first.
what would be your advice on those that can do that?
Well, if you're thinking about selling your home now, is get a market analysis on your home, because the prices with the market the way it is now, it's been fluctuating up and down. It's actually getting even better. So you might underestimate the value of your home. So call your realtor, call me, and we'll do a market analysis on it, determine what value your home is. Then once you determine what value it is, then there's some other things, start staging, updating things, and getting it ready.
Now, another thing you do, which I find very interesting, and I'm very curious about this as well as everybody out there that's watching, is flipping houses. I used to watch all kinds of shows on flipping houses, you know, like on HGTV and all these other shows and stuff like that. I mean, what basically is flipping a house?
Flipping a home is where you find a home, it's a foreclosure, something that needs a little bit of repair, something definitely under market value that you can put a few dollars into it to bring it up and then resell it for a higher value. That's pretty much what flip it is.
Oh wow. Now what would be your advice on anybody that would be willing to get into maybe flipping a house?
Well, first thing I would suggest probably study it, okay? Because flipping a home is not for, somebody that, a lot of people think that I can take $10,000 and then go buy me a home and rehab it a little bit and resell it, but there's a lot of pitfalls. So you want to make sure, and with every investment there's always a risk. So, you want to do your research and make sure that you know exactly what it is. And a good realtor will help you with that. They'll tell you what the house value is when you buy it, and then we can set you up with contractors to kind of give an idea of what the rehab costs are and then what you can sell for on the top. So, if you're going to do it, your best bet is to research and get you a good realtor to help you out.
All right. And of course we got one of the best right here.
Well, thank you very much. I try.
Okay, so we still got a little bit of time left. Now you've been involved with. Now you said that you've been involved with all kinds of realtors around, like in Kokomo. Now, do you branch out basically do you branch out like all over Howard County and all that stuff?
Yeah, we pretty much with the Wyman Group, we'll go everywhere. Anywhere in the state of Indiana. My license are good for the state of Indiana, so I can sell home. If you're looking for a vacation property, say in South Bend or down Brown County, I can help you. So anywhere in Indiana, we can sell you a home.
Oh, that sounds like a pretty good deal. So, obviously, I'm not going to get into into stuff that you've already done, because of course it's sort of a private matter. I don't want to expose that on the show. But were there any interesting houses per se that stick out to your brain that I'm trying to think, that stick out to your brain that you've sold in the past, or do you remember?
No, we've sold a mansion up in Logansport that was really nice. That had a hidden room. It was really cute, and when we went in to look at it, they challenged us to find a hidden room, and it was tough, but it was nice. And I remember that it was nice. And,
wow.
Mostly it's not really much of the homes; it's the people that you meet.
Right.
Helping people buy and sell their homes. I mean, you build a friendship with them, and and that's what I remember the most. It's not really much of the homes that I sold; it's the people I sold homes to or helped buy home.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you sold. You sold a lot of homes to a lot of people in the past 16 years.
16 years, we've averaged anywhere from 20 to 40 homes a year. So.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
So if my math is correct, let me see if I can get my calculator on my phone. So 40 times, and you said you've been doing it for 16 years.
Yes.
So you've estimated 640 homes in the 16 years you've been doing this. Wow, that's amazing.
I know, my kids, it drives them nuts because I'll drive by a home and say, that home, I sold that home.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember. It's like, we used to. I think the house that we lived in Sharpsville, it's like, you know, it was a really nice home. I mean, it was like, it was a pretty big house. It was a big 2-story house. I mean, you had like the living room and the kitchen and stuff on the first floor, and then then you had the upstairs area, which was odd because when we first moved into the house, I had 2 separate rooms, a bedroom and what they call an entertainment room, which was basically like my computer, all my toys, and all my all my stuff usually happens in that. Most of my stuff happens in that room, and then the bedroom's usually used for just to sleep and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and we used to go around, and I know, you know, I think last on the previous episode I mentioned that, you know, I've had a lot of memories living in Sharpsville.
Oh yeah. Your home is one of your greatest memories. You know, it's your biggest investment. I mean, most people buy their home and they raise your kids, and you know, and the kids grow up and go off to college, and you sell the home, and it's memories. You know, and the home is where all the memories are made. So
yeah, and then it's like I've lived in Sharpsville for about I can't remember what it was. It was like, let's see, 2000. I had the year right on the top of my head last episode. It was about 2004, no, 1997. 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 17 years we lived in Sharpsville.
yeah.
And I was so proud to call Sharpsville my home.
Yeah, it's a nice community. We've sold several homes in Sharpsville, and it's still a very desirable area. Whenever one comes up, people like it because it's that country hometown feeling.
Right. I mean, you got you got some stuff like convenience store. You got a post office, school.
Yeah.
You know, all that. I mean,
But everybody knows everybody, and
right.
Exactly.
Right.
That's good. Old Hoosier hospitality.
Hoosier hospitality. Yeah. All right, so we got about a minute left. So before you leave here, how can people contact you if you have any more information on?
Well, if you like, you can contact me direct at 765-860-3758. That's my cell. Go to Facebook, go to Gary Rhinebarger, or Gary Rhinebarger1@gmail.com, or go to the WymanGroup.com. There's a number of ways. I mean, just Google my name, it'll come up, and just give me a call. I'll be glad to help you. I love working with the people, and bringing them joy and helping them find that dream home is just an awesome feeling.
All right, Gary Rhinebarger, thank you for dropping by. Keep up the good work. All right, from house buying to leisure traveling, coming up after the break, we are going to re-show an interview that I did with Rick and Brandon Norris from Rambling Business. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. As promised, we're going to re-show an interview with Rick and Brandon Norris that I did back in March of 2017 as they talk about a podcast they do called Rambling Business. So without further ado, here's my interview with Rick and Brandon Norris.
First, go ahead and tell us a little something about yourselves.
Well, I'm a CPA. I also went to law school. I've been in the entertainment industry since 1985 as a business manager. But in addition to that, I've been a musician since I was 6 as a hobby. I'm not a professional. My dad was a rockabilly singer for Capitol Records back in the 50s. And I kind of said, that's a little too much risk that I want to take. So then I started CPA practice, and we've been consulting with people on business for a long time.
And I am a bookkeeper. Had a weird little path to get there. I was an undergraduate in drama, and then I got a poetry creative writing degree, and now I'm a bookkeeper, which, weird paths.
But yeah, we also have a master's degree.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. Yeah, creative writing.
Yeah, right. And he's been doing improv comedy since he was in high school, through graduate school, which helps the program a lot, because one little secret that people don't know is that when we do the program, I write the outlines,
Yeah.
but Brandon really doesn't know what we're talking about till 5 minutes before we go on the air.
No.
So it's very fresh.
He has the business expertise, and I make the jokes. Is basically
That's right.
how it works.
Sometimes we try to switch.
And that doesn't work well.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, tell us about the podcast show and how you guys got started in the podcast industry.
Well, you were doing newsletters and blog posts for a while, and this just seemed like the next step. People really liked the articles and stuff that he would do for his business. I mean, everyone likes free advice, right? So that was how it started, and we wanted to focus on small business because most of the podcasts you see out there are for like Mad Money type stock investment stuff, nothing on or like corporate motivation speech type stuff. So there wasn't a lot of people working with small business, and that's the people that I've worked with, and that's a lot of the people that you've worked with. And so it seemed really close to our wheelhouse.
And we have the components for it because I have the business expertise. I've been on screen before, and then Brandon has had the improv history behind that. And then Devin, the third partner in this thing, is the middle son. He's a jazz composer, and he does all the music for the program, and he also does all the mixing. And so it worked out really well. The three of us work pretty well. When we do this stuff, we do it pretty quickly. I mean, our podcasts are about 20 minutes. It takes us, 30 minutes?
Yeah, 40 minutes.
Maybe 40 minutes to do it. We really don't spend a lot of time redoing things, and Devin knocks them out pretty quickly.
It's because we're that good. We get it in one.
Yeah.
Now, what makes your podcast stand out from other podcasts?
I think part of it is the focus on small businesses, which is something that you don't see a lot of. It's helpful that one of us, me, have worked for a lot of small businesses and sort of know the pitfalls from the employee end of the spectrum, problems with management and how things are run, because I've been both on the side of being an employee in a lot of restaurants and things like that, and also doing the books for small businesses. So I've seen the pitfalls sort of on the running the business and working in it, and he knows how to do basically the business planning end of it, which is usually the CPA side. So I mean, and just the focus. Not a lot of people talk to small business owners. People ignore them.
And the other thing is that it also focuses on travel. So it's called Ramble Business, not only because we ramble when we talk, but we actually travel around the country interviewing small businesses.
What would be your advice to someone wanting to start their own podcast?
Stick with it. A lot of people do podcasts for a few episodes and they don't get any traction and they sort of give up and get disheartened. But in our experience, if you keep putting out good stuff, eventually you'll get traction and people will like it. Yeah. You won't be one of those pod fades, And
the other thing is it's really important is to have good quality. And it really doesn't take a lot of money to have good quality for a podcast show. A lot of people use GarageBand. We've moved GarageBand to Logix because Devin, when he mixes it, we separate the tracks so he could raise and lower Brandon and I. Microphones are not that expensive. You could get a good mic for $200 or $300, and earphones. And basically, you can do good quality, because one thing that people won't put up with is bad quality, no matter how good your content is, because it's just it gets annoying. It's like hearing off key singing. and the other thing is that produce something and distribute something that's going to help people. And it's free information going out. So in our case, it's not just small business, but it's travel. And so we get people that don't have small businesses, but they like travel, and they're getting something that's worth a value to them. So present something that's of value to people, and people want to listen.
And finally, where can we find your podcast?
So you can find us on ramblingbusiness.com if you want a full multimedia experience.
Yeah, get all the pictures.
Right.
See him in shorts, hiking. That's your thing.
You can get us on iTunes and Stitcher and pretty much any network out there that they'd have like
Yeah.
directories for podcasts. You can find us on there too. We're on Skype. Well,
No,
on Skype.
we're on Skype right
Yeah,
now.
on Skype right now. But we're on different things like YouTube, the videos.
Yeah.
But we're also on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, all these different things. And you could see a lot of the new things that are coming out with. For example, on Twitter yesterday, not only did we talk about our different episodes that are coming out, but I was at the Grammys Awards the other night, and so I just happened to put videos and pictures of when I was at the Grammy Awards and the after party. So all these different things we do in LA that are associated with the music industry or something, we'll throw on there too, just for fun.
Rick and Brandon Norris, from one podcaster to another, thank you for dropping by, and I wish you continued success with Rambling Business.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks
you
for
very
having
much.
us. Have a nice day.
Thanks, guys. Episodes of Rambling Business can be found on their website at ramblingbusiness.com or on most podcast streaming websites. We will be right back with more after this. That's our show for this week, folks. My thanks again to Gary Rhinebarger, Rick and Brandon Norris, and all of you for dropping by. Hope you can join us again next week where we got 2 more guests joining us. I'll be here. Hopefully so will you. I'm Jacob Pyle. On behalf of all of us, thanks for watching and goodbye until next time.